Welcome back to my channel, my Married at First Sight UK fans. Yes, I'm going over a couple of episodes as we got to talk about that chaotic cocktail hour and dinner party. And we have our first commitment ceremony. And some people should have went home in my opinion, but we'll break it all down. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. I got another recap for you guys. Married at First Sight UK Season 8, Episode number 7 and 8. And without any further ado, let's talk about these episodes. So, episode number 7 started off with the ending of the honeymoons, and everybody is moving in and getting all settled into their apartments. And yeah, a lot of them are happy about it, so happy about it that not only couldn't keep their hands off each other, but the other ones, yeah, I think they were in there breaking the furniture, and I don't mean in a good way.
We have to check. The bedroom, yes.
Okay.
Oh.
What? You brought Wait!
I can fix this. Any good husband can fix things, alright?
Is it too late to swap husbands or?
I can take the broken side and I'll just sleep here.
Get off the bed!
Yeah, so he was so happy to test out that bed. And I mean, he broke the bed down before they could actually break the bed in. But I gotta say, they are too adorable. Across the hall in another apartment, we had Ella breaking it down to the cameras that she needed to apologize to Nathaniel so they can get back on the right path. That whole thing went left on their honeymoon. He called her a stripper and accused her of lying. And so she got mad. They separated, or almost was over when it comes to this experiment, but she decided that she needed to apologize. She also brought up the fact that she was going to tell the guests that she was also transgender. So we'll see that coming up later. Then there's Terrence and Portia, and this whole melee started over a serving spoon that he tried to hand her. She didn't accept, and he called her childish.
Can you just find out if they can give me a serving spoon, please?
Because I didn't want your spoon.
Yeah, but I said to you it's fine.
Is that what you consider childish? Because I rejected your spoon.
Now, I'm assuming to him why he called her childish is because of the fact that she asked producers for a spoon. He had one right there available to her, but she refused the spoon that he offered and made, I guess, the producers go find a spoon elsewhere, which if there is available spoon on the table that Terrence isn't using, why not offer the spoon? So that's my opinion. I don't know everything that happened because on her Instagram story, she posted that the spoon was used. Who would use an unclean spoon? We never got any hints of that. Now, that's her side of the story. More than likely, Terrence has his side of the story. But at the end of the day, all it started over a serving spoon. The conversation escalated where Terrence did not want to argue. She wanted a conversation, so she didn't get what she wanted, and she decided to leave the apartment. So now we head to the cocktail hour in episode number 7. Of course, our favorite couple, Tasha and Paul, were the first ones there. We had our other couple stroll in, Jay and Luke, and everybody else came as follow. And you know what? I think everybody seemed to be happy. Some of them were putting on a front, and others were just way over the top, like Shawnee and Brad. I mean, everybody was watching them. You talking about PDA on steroids? That's these two. They were kissing every 5 seconds. I mean, everybody was looking at them like, okay, we get it. You really like each other. And Shawnee came into the cocktail hour telling everybody how much she is in love with him. And of course, everybody is shocked because it's only been a week. Portia came into cocktail hour alone, solo dolo, and everybody was wondering what happened. She comes in dramatic fashion telling everybody that she was called childish over a serving spoon. And of course, the experts was like, a serving spoon? Yeah, experts, a serving spoon. At the dinner party, we had Ella stand up and pretty much reveal to everybody at the table about her story and transitioning. And as far as I know of, I thought at the hen party she told the ladies that she was. So I thought they already knew. Maybe not the men, and of course Nate knows because that's her partner. But she had this riveting written statement that she wanted to share about her transition over the years to who she is now. Now we cut back to Brad and Shauna. These two once again can't keep their lips and tongues and tonsils away from each other. Everybody is just like, okay, can we get a break? Then we had this whole drama with Terrence and Portia. Now, he came over and took that step to want to talk. She didn't want to talk. She gave him the cold shoulder, and he pretty much was like, okay, cool, I'm going to just go sit down. This is when we see her once again in dramatic fashion break down.
Open up to this person who's just like so mean. Like, and it's like, what have I done to warrant such disdain? Like, I'm like, no, honestly, babe, like, I'm really hurt. Like, how can I sit there with you guys and just be normal? And I'm trying to be fine and I'm trying to just, like, be okay. But he's, like, horrible.
Seen a bit, guys.
I honestly don't know why you're here to talk to me.
No, I see you're upset, so respectfully, I come to make sure you're all right.
If you actually cared about things or whether or not I was hurt, you wouldn't come and say hello to my friends and then purposely ignore me. That was high school.
If I do A, right, if I do B, it's not right. So what do you do?
Not humiliate me in front of my friends.
Do you think that's what I tried to do?
Yeah.
On my life, it wasn't a spiteful move.
I didn't even want to talk to you today. I don't know why you came over.
Can't win.
Because, like, your attitude is actually disgusting.
It's always me.
Okay, babe?
No. Come over to me just to tell me that it's all my fault. What's going on? That I deserve to be told that I'm childish. I deserve to be told I'm a fake, and I deserve to be told when I'm trying to, like, resolve a conflict with my husband. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Why are you coming over? Why are you coming over just to tell me again how it's all my fault? Like, you've literally walked in, and I'm sorry to do this to you guys, because I actually wasn't trying to make a thing of this. Like, I was actually just trying to get through to me. Okay, babe. Babe, I'm really not okay, and I just don't even want to do the drama.
There needs to be communication between you two, and you two are not communicating.
I tried to resolve conflict with him. I asked him, are those your true feelings about me? Because I wanted to know, was they said in the heat of the moment?
Stop. I didn't just wake up in the morning and say, you're fake. I didn't just say with a spoon, you're childish. I didn't, Portia. The one bit of criticism I gave you for the whole holiday, I said, you know what? My concern is you're only getting 40% of me.
But I literally said that's not even a problem. My issue right now with him are the insults. Because you know what? I hold certain values very dear to me, and respect and dignity and integrity are up there. And regardless of how I feel about somebody else, I always respect.
If he would apologise, would that be different?
Yes, it would have. Oh my God, Ross, it would have been amazing.
You can't go and give somebody something and start something, then when someone defends it, I must now apologise.
Isn't defending?
Hold on. I gave you one bit of criticism, one.
And how did I react?
Yes, you went off on one.
I went off on one. I asked the waiter for a spoon. What did you do?
I said, there's a spoon here.
And I said what?
And you said, I don't want that spoon.
No, I said, no, thank you.
All right, whichever way.
I said, no, thank you. And then what did you say?
I went,
you're childish.
Yeah.
And that's when I got up and I'm not going to be called childish because I don't want a spoon.
Run back.
It's a spoon.
What happened?
It's a metal spoon, Mum.
Talk the truth. This is what's winding me up. Talk the truth.
What is the truth?
I've finished talking.
See?
Yeah, Terrence's face explains it all because none of this makes sense over a serving spoon. They started off up and down, kind of rocky, but she accuses him of being a horrible person, treating her bad, doing all these things, and He apologized. He also tried to offer her a spoon that was right there readily available. She said no to the spoon. He called her childish in her behavior, and everything has been downhill since. But the problem is they're just mismatched altogether. They got a lot of differences that are showing, and at this point, in my opinion, I think they need to go their separate ways. Now we move into episode number 8, the first commitment ceremony. And you know the drama continues as we get a decision on whether they want to go for another week in this process on the show. First up is Arthur and Laura. Now, these two started off rocky in the beginning, especially when it came to Laura and his vows being from the internet. Now, it seemed like after he rewrote the vows, they started moving forward and looked like they're making an upward move to keep this relationship going. Ultimately, they had their decision made that they were going to stay in the process. Next up on the hot seat is Nathaniel and Ella, and they started off pretty cool at the wedding and the wedding reception. However, the honeymoon, it crashed and burned, especially with him calling her a liar, using that whole thing about her being a stripper, and then of course her walking off. And there has even been some outside information. If you go over to my TikTok, the video has probably close to 500,000 views now, as Nathaniel talk about his choice and how he didn't know any of this and how the experts and everything did not give him what he wanted. So you can check out that video on my TikTok at Romance Review TV. But ultimately, their decision was to stay another week in the process. Next up is Jay and Luke. Now, this was my first couple that I actually gave an A+ to, because they have been pretty much upward and onward from moment one when they met each other at the altar. The reception went well. The honeymoon went well. Everything is just going well for these two. So nothing much really here to say. Of course, hopefully they stay on the same path, but they decided to stay. Next up is George and Peggy. Now, this one is growing on me. I got to give them the A for effort that they're putting in, especially George. George has been living the bachelor life, and then coming into now being married, he's made some mistakes. The whole thing about the adult content conversation, and then it went into some of the other things about his gaming and fitness, and he turned this whole thing around at the honeymoon, and they seem to be happy right now. So we'll see if that continues, but ultimately they also said that they wanted to stay. Okay, Thomas and Roz is next on the hot seat. Thomas is swimming around in the friend zone right now. Now, he don't want to call it the friend zone. He said that's a starting point for them. However, Roz, she wants that physical touch from her husband. She figures that once they touch each other, maybe do a little cuddling or canoodling, it maybe will grow the relationship. And obviously, that's the advice that they need if he wants this whole process to move forward. So hopefully, we'll see more of that from Thomas. And Roz, just hang in there, girl. Maybe you got to make the first move. But ultimately, they decided also to stay. My second A+ couple, none other than Tasha and Paul. And these two are absolutely adorable. They had a great wedding. I know his mom wasn't so sure, but after seeing this, I can guess that she's probably been won over by Paul. And then at the same time, I think hopefully she can let her guard down as time go on, because she comes from a history of toxic relationships. So hopefully she can trust Paul. He broke that bed down in the previous episode, but you know what? I don't think she's going to have a problem with that. But these two, absolutely adorable. Just keep going where you're going. They decided to stay. Brad and Shauna. Now, these two need to have a 24-hour statement that's quote unquote go get a room. They are always touching each other, kissing each other. They can't keep their hands and mouths off of each other. They've even said that they're falling in love with each other. My thing for these two is that slow your roll and enjoy it, because I don't want them to peak early and then crash and burn because they just went to the top too fast. Enjoy it. Take the time to get to know the person, both of you, each other. I've seen couples like this on other seasons, in other series, and usually when they start off strong in the beginning, they crash and burn and go flat because reality set in. So, Shauna and Brad, I know you like each other. Take your time to get to know each other and enjoy the love. So, ultimately, they decided to stay. And last but not least, Terrence and Portia. And again, the serving spoon, the childish comment. They're not talking to each other. They're both stubborn. They both are different in their lifestyles. The church girl versus the party boy. You can tell that production put these two together ultimately for TV drama. But it just looks over the top too dramatic, especially in Portia's case. She is doing the most. However, they ended up deciding to stay. I honestly think, well, she decided to stay. He wanted to leave, but you know how the process is. If one says stay, the other one has to stay, which I don't think is fair in my opinion. I don't know why they do that. I think it's best for the other person to leave. So, from what I understand, looking at some of the teasers and spoilers, she's going to do this for a very long time during this season, keeping him here knowing that he can't leave. And again, I got to do that video about allegedly her cutting up his clothes and damaging his belongings. So, yeah, I think they should have cut these two loose at this particular commitment ceremony. So, we got to stay tuned. Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comments section. What did you think about our chaotic cocktail party and dinner party, and then our first commitment ceremony? Do you think that some people should have left, or should all of them have stayed? In my opinion, I think Terrence and Portia should have left, but hey, I guess it's how the process goes. Let me know your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other recaps and updates on this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you soon. Bye.